Let's go to Nick. He's in Austin, Texas. Nick, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, what's up? I just first off, let me turn my radio down. I'm sorry.
Sure, no problem.
I just wanted to say thanks for all you guys do. I'm sure I speak on behalf of the other 14 listeners that you guys have when I say that you guys really suck balls.
Oh, thanks for the call. Well, that's really awesome. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. I did drop his call on that one because it could be considered, or dump his call rather, because it could be considered prurient. Tailored to the prurient interest.
Yes.
Could have been considered obscene, depending on how it was interpreted. So, if you're going to call in with a crank call, I like a good crank call.
Let's give some advice to these people who are crank calling in the first place. If you're going to do it, at least don't use vulgarity. That way you can stay on a little bit longer.
That way you'll get on a little longer. You'll probably make it through. You won't get, the dump machine won't hit your call. So stay away from the F-bomb, the S-bomb. And the other bombs.
Genital references, stay away from.
Yeah. Well, I mean, now it's okay to reference genitalia, but to reference it in a way that is sexual or, tailored to the sort of the prurient interest, then that's a problem. So the caller earlier who asked if I shave my vagina, that's not necessarily sexual. That's just a question about grooming.
Right.
But, the question that we just had a moment ago was sounded related to fellatio to some extent, and so had to let that one go. Toll-free numbers 855-450-FREE, but come up with something more creative, something actually funny, because the level that guy was at is basically a high school level, if that, maybe even middle school level crank calling.
that was like, middle school, elementary school.
See, if I was friends with that guy, I wouldn't even laugh at listening to that. I know, like, he has to come up with something a little bit more creative and original than just that. Like, what are they going to do, high five and say, like, oh...
You got him, man!
And really, 14 listeners, there's, 1,500 downloads or listens just to the podcast that gets uploaded in like a single day. There's 160 radio stations across the country that carry the show.
It's not a whole lot. I mean, we're not one of the biggest shows out there, but nor do we pretend to be.
Right.
And clearly we don't suck, as he says, because, LRN has been spreading its wings lately, hasn't it?
Well, I don't know what that means.
Getting new listeners. You're opening up. You've got
like
more
that to be the truth.
Radio stations signing on.
Free Talk Live's been added to at least 15 stations in the last year.
Okay, Free Talk Live, yes, has been added to actually probably more like 15 stations this summer. It's been pretty busy so far this year. But LRN.FM is just my little internet project, and I wouldn't say that's been adding stations. Although there are a couple stations in Fredericksburg, Texas that emailed me recently, and they said they've been airing the LRN.FM stuff for quite a while. So you never really know where the pirate radio stations are that are picking up the signal. And I appreciate them wherever they might happen to be.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.